Hello, my fellow fanfiction readers. It's I, Doc7777, with a fanfiction review. As always, a link to the story will be in the description. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell for notifications, and leave a comment in the comment section below if you want to see on your thoughts of the story or any future ideas you want me to read or review. So the story is I'm going back to the ponies mainly because a while ago I did a review on a story called Twilight vs. Twilight, which basically had Twilight Sparkle duel Twilight Sparkle in a Yu-Gi-Oh game. And I realized, well, I did that story, but I didn't do the whole series, so I thought, I'll come back and do that. Quick word of warning, these stories, plus Follow the Quest for Pink Eyes, they're going to be the last My Little Pony stories I'm going to do for a while, mainly because I want to focus on stuff outside of My Little Pony. There will be actually a bonus video, maybe, I don't know. And talking about this, so the story is called Dueling for Dessert. This is technically the first story in, what's the author's name? Hold on. Darth Vaglav. I'm pretty sure I butchered the ever-loving De La Salle name. Basically, it's actually a pretty simple story. This is probably the simplest story out of the whole thing. The story actually is more like just establishing the world that the author's trying to make and set everything up, because after Dueling for Dessert, then we kind of got the plot, more world building for the Equestria Girls, as well as plot with the Gen X. I may actually do one more video, another video relating to Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, if the My Little Pony characters had Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes, what would they be? I don't know. Tell me what you think of that in the comment section below. I may do it, just as a fun little extra side project. So let's get started. What's the plot? The plot is basically Luna and Celestia dueling over what kind of cake they get for dessert. That's pretty much the plot. I'm not joking. Basically, Luna gets tired of eating strawberry cake that Celestia keeps ordering, and when Luna, tries to ask for a different type of cake, Celestia kind of swerves it and unintentionally, and Luna kind of gets pissed. And well, Luna decides. Oh, sorry, I'm keeping track of my thought. There's music playing in the background. That's kind of throwing off my groove. You threw off my groove. Don't throw off the Emperor's groove. I'm sorry. I love that movie. So Luna decides to, she remembers playing Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, I'm gonna challenge Celestia to a duel. The main problem is Celestia never played Yu-Gi-Oh! So she just gets a whole bunch of spell cards, just a random. I guess if you were trying to go for like a chain burn deck, maybe she might, but that's like way too complicated. And so Luna trounces her, and then she keeps trouncing her because she doesn't know how to play. So Celestia goes to Cadence, who uses Crystal Beast. Nice, that's actually a good combo. And then she goes to Twilight, and Twilight teaches her how to play. And she finds out, wait, you're just using spell cards, which is actually a pretty nice reference to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, where when Yugi takes a look at Joey's deck, Jonoichi, he has nothing but monsters. It's like, there's nothing but monsters in here, Joey. He said, but monsters are the only way to play the game, right? No, there's spells and traps. And then there's virtual monsters, and there's future monsters, then there's synchro monsters, and there's XYZ monsters, then there's pendulums, and now there's links. And so we have a whole bunch of shenanigans now and stuff like that. And so Twilight makes a rudimentary light swarm. I actually posted a comment on the page saying one guy actually said why Celestia has Wolf, Light Swarm, Beast, and not Felis, and that's more probably because of how the story is structured, that Twilight only gave her a bare minimum of time to teach her. So Celestia more than likely at the end of the duel, at the last duel of the story, which is Celestia using Light Swarms and Luna using Constellars. Celestia probably didn't know how to use Synchro. She didn't know how to use XYZs. She more than likely didn't know how to use Pendulums. And at this time, links weren't a thing yet. Or if they were just literally announced or something like that. So, at most, Celestia just got the ability to tribute. Hence why there's no Felix like for an archer in there. And the author actually replied to me saying, yeah, that's true. That's actually true. That's right. She was just given bare minimum basic training. She's going to get a new deck in the later story. I'm actually predicting there's going to be a big story kind of crossing over, and there's going to be a whole bunch of shenanigans from like all their decks, and like they actually create their own cards. That would be cool, especially with the Gen X, because I actually like Gen X. Despite being a trash archetype, they are art style. They're actually pretty fun to use. And that's it. In terms of character development, the only character development we kind of had was Celestia, who just simply trying to figure out how do I play this? How do I play this? And you know, I can actually kind of see her being a Joey Wheeler type figure. It's like, oh, she's just trying to wing everything and trying, you know, especially with the cards. Like, why would you use spell cards? Chain burn? And just shenanigans like that. Grammar-wise, wait, I'm jumping ahead. I didn't finish with the character development yet. Oops. And Celestia kind of slowly learning how to play. And learning that, you know, Luna has to respect Luna's opinions sometimes, not all the time, but, you know, on small stuff like asking for what flavor of cake do they want the next day. That's a small little detail, but it's a nice little detail. Grammar errors. I only saw one grammar error the entire story, and that is during the three-way AK, or the two-way between the duel between Scootaloo and Twilight. Now, Scootaloo uses a Gusto deck, and one of the cards I had that she summons. Let me get back. Let me get onto Wikipedia. Where is it? Gusto. I actually expected. Where is it? Here it is. She summons Digusto Sprees. That's what the card looks like. Except the name is spelled wrong the second time she calls it. The author just simply forgets the P. And so instead of Sprees, it's Shrees. Pacing. This story is just establishing the world more. It was easily, once I read the other stories, it's like, this story, in the long run, this story doesn't really matter. It just establishes the world, which, for what it did, it does okay. It's not too long. Honestly, I would have liked to see what the other duelists did, and stuff like that. A couple more duels, or, you know, like a little montage of Celestia constantly losing to Luna, which would have been funny. There was a small detail that I kind of it would have been hilarious if the author did, is when Celestia duels Cadence and she summons Sapphire Pegasus, despite the fact it's a Pegasus, technically looks more like an alicorn. And so Celestia actually lampshades that and says, that's an alicorn. It's like, well, yeah, but the card says Pegasus. And that would have been a perfect time to actually kind of give us the foreshadowing, you know, that some of the cards... Go away!
You want me skin?
So I don't like him. Sorry, where was I? I apologize for that. I hate him. I hate his guts. I wish he was never born. Oh, he's nothing more than a little bully who likes to pick on everyone. Oh yeah, Sapphire Pegasus. When Celestia lampshades the fact that Pegasus is not a Pegasus, Pegasus is an alicorn, there should have been a small level of foreshadowing for the second story, because we see it with the Gen X that, Sapphire actually like looking up at the horn, and it's like, and kind of getting a frown on his face. That actually, first off, that would have actually been a decent foreshadowing, because, you know, it's actually a pretty decent foreshadowing. It's like, wait, what's up with Pegasus? Because we know in the YuGiOh anime there are dual spirits like Mana, aka the Dark Condition Girl, and you know, Kisara, who became the Blue Eyes White Dragon, and you know, but I don't know whether or not it was in this world, because a simple fact, not every single Yu-Gi-Oh fanfiction has the whole dual spirits thing. So it's like, so we don't know for sure. I mean, the closest, you look at Yu-Gi-Oh! The Thousand Year Door, we didn't see any dual spirits outside of maybe the running theme of Museum playing like random songs, but that's about it. But that'd be it. But it would have been it would have been a small little detail that would have actually been a great piece of foreshadowing. Two, it would have been hilarious of just Sapphire Pegasus like, wait, I'm a Pegasus? Then why do I have a horn? And that actually would be kind of funny. There is also a little part that I actually want to mention, that Celestia, I believe, yeah, Celestia lampshading the ever-loving, well, either, where was the line? I'm trying to, oh yeah, here it is. When Celestia actually lampshades the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Universe concept of doing this sacrificing this entire big thing and the world over a children's card game, with like Celestia going, wait, we're gonna play a Fool's card game over dessert? What? Yes, we're gonna play a Fool's children's card game over the fate of what we're gonna eat. Luna, dear, are you on something? No, I am on cards. Do you want me to send you to the moon again? No. How the story should have ended as soon as Celestia heard Luna say, we're gonna play a card game for dessert. Alright, to the moon. And fires the cannon. And then says something about bananas. But overall, it's a good story. It's not, would I recommend it? This one's more on the ball, because this one's more to your preference, because this one is not as good as the next couple stories. Not as good as Twilight versus Twilight. Twilight versus Twilight is actually very good on its own. And this one is just, it's just built as establishing this world, these two dimensions, playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then possibly building up the idea there's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on. But for what it did alright. Nothing really bad. I also really want to pay attention to one little detail, is that the author actually did the cool idea of making the more humanoid characters into ponies. That was pretty cool. That was a nice little detail with the humanoid Gustos, and with the Constellars, and with the humanoid Lightsworns. That was actually a pretty cool detail. I would have actually liked what the author would have done with Felis, because, Felis is like a cat person. But that would have been cool. Or Iris. Would Irin be a zebra? Since Irin is like dark skin, is like, how would you transfer Irin into a pony? Probably make her a zebra. And it pretty much sets out everything. Favorite part, just a simple line of lampshading. I was like, we're gonna duel over dessert? Yes! That'd pretty much be it, because there's nothing really good about this. There's nothing really stands out about the story. Would I change anything? Just that one grammar error? That's pretty much it. And that's pretty much my final thoughts. This is just in order. This will go this one, and then go back and check out my channel. I did earlier in the year. I did review Twilight vs. Twilight, so that story's up and running. So go check out that one. The next story will actually be where is it? I think it was the one with, Sonata's Big Tool, and I think for when I have a little fun and the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Related video would probably be just me talking about what I think what characters would use what archetypes. Because I really like that. I really like doing speculation. It's a lot of fun. Plus, it kind of... It's something to do, honestly. So I will see you next time. This has been Dark Symphony 777. And